Hello and welcome to the Bishop Scott Gerard Show. I'm Bishop Scott Gerard, and we're going to be talking today about protecting yourself, how to protect yourself from the coronavirus. We've been hearing a whole lot about it on the news and how it's killing people and it's becoming an epidemic worldwide. But listen, before we get into it, I just want to thank you for tuning in today. Thank you for listening. I want to remind you to like, comment, subscribe, share this show with your family and friends. And also, we're looking for sponsors. If you're interested in sponsoring the show, a couple episodes, you can contact me at bishopscottgerard@gmail.com. All right, come on, let's get into it. So today we're talking about how to protect yourself from the coronavirus. So some of you may say, well, what is the coronavirus? I haven't heard of it. Well, they're talking about it's some type of epidemic that's going on worldwide. And we got a whole lot going on our hands right about now. They're saying that thousands or even millions of people can be taken out in the blink of an eye with this disease, illness. It's a virus. And so what they're trying to tell us, at first they said, well, it came from animals and it got spread to humans. Now it's going from human to human, so they say. Also, they were saying that it came from a market over in China, in Wuhan, China, that sells gamey meats. So the meat's something like, wild turkeys and partridges and badgers, something that I never had or tasted. Hedgehogs and snakes and things like that. Something that I'm not really interested in. But they're saying that this virus came from that. I don't believe that. That don't sound right, because you got people that's been eating that type of stuff for a long time and they never had this coronavirus. Anyway, listen, I don't want you to panic or be worried about it, because, when you got the Lord on your side, you got all you need. But there are things that you're going to need to know to protect yourself on a natural level, because we do live in the natural. We live here on earth. Even though we are spiritual people, we still live here on earth. So let's talk about the symptoms. So the symptoms are something like a cold or a severe flu, some type of respiratory infection, and it can infect a person with no symptoms for at least 5 days. So you can just walk around and just feel normal, maybe have a slight temperature. But when you sneeze, you can spread those little droplets around, and they live up to 5 days because, see, the virus is coated. It's coated with some type of coating that keeps it alive on a hard surface or even a soft surface for at least 5 days, they were saying. So you got to be careful. And then, see, when you got something that's coated like that, I imagine that it can live longer. So it makes it hard to control, So we would have to be careful of what we touch, how we touch things, touch doors, touch money, and then we put our hands on our mouth, put our hands in our eyes or our nose, and we're going to contract this virus. They're saying that we need to stay away from buses, trains, hospitals, places where there are large gatherings of people, even church, any place that is closed in. And just imagine this. I've said this before, but just imagine if you couldn't go to church. Some of you that go to church on a regular basis and you think that you can't find God nowhere but in church. Well, I got news for you. You better learn how to find him wherever you at. I don't care if you sitting at home in your living room, riding down the street in your car, at work at your cubicle. You got to learn how to find God where you are, because you may not be able to go to church. If they do a lockdown on the cities, like they're doing over in China right now, they got millions and millions of people locked down. They don't want them to come outside. They don't want them to go to work. They're saying that these large cities, just imagine New York being a ghost town. No people walking around. It's just everybody inside. So if you can't go outside, that means no church, right? So the virus is dangerous. There's no test for this virus. There's no vaccine. There's no medication. And it can kill you. If you get it and you get a bad case of it, they're not going to be able to help you. It's very contagious. Like I said, it can last for up to 5 days without any symptoms in your body. So that means, for instance, you let's say you go to church. You're singing, you're dancing, you're shouting, somebody sneeze. Boom, you got the virus. Or you at school and somebody cough on the desk or just cough in the air. And don't forget, they'll sneeze or something. They don't cover their mouth up. There's the saliva spraying out into the atmosphere. Boom, you got it. So this is why this is so bad. You got to stay away from people. If you get this virus, you got to stay in the house. If you sick, this is crazy because people get sick all the time. It's winter time. People, get sniffles. So now you just got to be extra careful. You got to wash your hands. You got to use some sanitizer. Just stay away from people. Stay in your house. Cook at home. Get a face mask, those doctor's masks and stuff like that. Get you some disposable gloves. And I'm hearing that they're selling out of this stuff right now. So you better run out right now while you can, while other people are still asleep and they're not hearing what I'm saying. You need to go out, find some masks, find some rubber doctor's gloves or whatever that they use that are disposable, because this virus can live up to 5 days. Remember that. So you got to be careful. Wash your hands frequently. Don't just use hand sanitizer, but it is good to use it if you don't have nothing else. But soap and water is the best. Stay out all these Ubers. I know you got loved ones possibly in the hospital, but you might have to stay away from those hospitals. And you know what? Over in China, they are actually building, I think it's 2 1,000-room hospitals to deal with this. They're actually building hospitals just for this virus. That ought to tell you how serious it is. This is unheard of. They haven't even built hospitals for people that's got HIV, AIDS, and other things that's like that. Now, I never heard of any disease of where they built a hospital especially for that, and they building it within 2 weeks. They just started building it, and they say it's going to be done in about 2 or 3 weeks. 1,000-bed hospital, 2 of them. So we need to stock up on our face masks, our eye goggles, hand sanitizer. Try to get you some extra food and water, just in case. Just in case they do martial law, shut us down, where we don't want you to go nowhere because we don't want you to get this virus. Stay indoors. So you're going to have to stay indoors. Make sure you have a little money on hand too, because if you can't go outside, you can't go outside. So it's a lot of uncertainty right now. That's all I can tell you for sure. It's things are kind of crazy. So listen. Over in China, it's the same thing that could happen here. What they got going on over there, where they got millions, I'm saying 50 million people at least. And it's growing every day. It's probably over 50 million by the time you hear this show. Can you imagine that many people? Quarantine, can't go outside. And my thing is this. Let's just say they come up with a vaccine. And a lot of people don't take vaccines. A lot of people don't want to take them. Would you be willing to take the vaccine that they're going to give you to help you prevent you from getting this illness? And what if they say, well, if you don't take the vaccine, you got to go stay over there. You got to go in your own separate little town or whatever because you might have it. This is like a movie. This is like something that you see on TV. It's crazy. We need to pray, people. Pray. If you don't have a relationship with the Lord, now is the time to get one. This is serious stuff going on. It's time for us to get serious. Playtime is over with. Yeah, it's nice to have fun and laugh and giggle and joke, but you got something that's going on in this whole world that could kill thousands and maybe millions of people. This is not a joke. This is not a movie. This is real life stuff. And so I just want to let you know what's going on in the world. So be prepared. Listen to this show again. Send this show around to your family and friends so they will know what to do and know what's going on. Okay? All right. This is Bishop Scott Gerard on the Bishop Scott Gerard Show. Listen, I love the Lord and I love you too. Peace.